go get your master's.
Yeah, I can't, dude. I don't. So much respect to people that do graduate school, man. Like, I don't know how the fuck.
It's tough.
That's so much, especially because most of the time when you're in graduate school, you're a fucking adult, so you're not like living the undergrad life where your parents are paying for shit and you're in a dorm and stuff. Like you're like working full time and doing graduate school.
It is not fun, bro. It is nonstop, and you miss out on so much shit. Like I literally remember, like my family going to douche, and I'm like, I can't. I have a paper that I need to do.
Yeah,
I gotta study.
It's no fun. But it pays off, right? Look at you now.
It still ain't paying off. That's just what it is.
Well, let's hope that it will. Damn.
It'll get there, but
that's right.
Not as I want. Should I say not as I wanted to, but it'll get there. There.
Bro, did you see that the Ryan Garcia fight?
I did not see the Garcia fight. I saw some highlights of it, but I mean, he was just dominating from what I've seen.
He looked good.
That whole entire fight, man. He was sharp. I mean, dude.
Yeah, me neither. It's one. I think that's probably his best win so far. I'll say that. I mean, like, it was clear. I don't know anything about Fortunio. I guess he was a former champ, so that means something, right? And he wasn't too old. I think he was 33, 34. So like, kind of end of your prime. And I watched it after. I didn't watch it live, but like from the first round, like 2 minutes in, I was like, okay, like he's just way too fast for this dude. Like it's just not even, So now the question is, will the Tank fight be made? Because that'd be crazy.
Yeah, somebody asked me about it and just like that style, right? Well, not the style, but just the size. Mm-hmm. Because Ryan is tall and he's long. Mm-hmm. And Tank is not a big guy. He's 5'6", 5'7". He's a small guy. And so it's like, how would he do against somebody that has the size and speed that Ryan has? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
it's one of those total like styles make fights. Like you don't know, man. She's completely like the flashy pretty boy versus like the fucking brawler on the inside, knockout artist. So
yeah,
it'd be cool. But hey, we were saying that we thought Isaac Cruz was going to give him issues. And you got to remember, Tank beat Isaac Cruz. So, and I don't know. This will be, I think Tank's a little more established, I'd say. And Ryan Garcia, people still have that, like, maybe not so much after that last fight. That was a statement win. But, like, before that, it was kind of like, is he just like a social media boxer? Is this dude, like, actually, legit?
And I think he showed a lot, too, in this fight against, is he Australian guy or
talking about Luke Campbell?
Yeah,
I don't know where he's from.
I feel like
somewhere in Europe. But you're talking about the dude that because he knocked him down like the first.
Yeah, like I feel like he showed something in that fight. You know what I mean? As far as like he got knocked down, but he was able to recover and still win the fight. Right. So I think even that fight, he really kind of showed the chops that he has and just the mental fortitude to be able to recover from being knocked down and still coming back and winning that fight. So.
Yeah, I agree. And he's fun to watch. Like everyone loves, someone that can throw like punches and bunches like that and, good footwork, quickness. I mean, it's fun. If you had to put money on it though, he is, man. Just that jab, just throws it out there and just like boom, boom.
He's got some great accuracy.
But
he got power in his hands for as little as he is. Like, dude has some power. You said, I thought to put money on it. Who would I choose?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's how I feel. Which is why this is exciting, right? This is why it's exciting because these are two really young fighters that are going to fight.
They are.
So this is cool. I really hope it gets made.
I honestly, I think I may lean towards Ryan just because of like that size and the length. It's a differentiator.
It is, man.
And I think I don't think he can match Tank in regards to power, but as far as like speed, it's very comparable. I may give the edge to Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think Tank just fought Rolly, who was a relative unknown. I didn't really know much about that dude, and he pretty much beat Tank in every round until Tank stopped him. That shot.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think Ryan's best course of action would be stay on the outside and like be pretty and like score points. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a
If
toss
he comes in close, it's only gonna take
Yeah.
one time to get caught with an uppercut or something.
Mhm.
And
Tank's one of those dudes, man. Just like Deontay, like one punch will just change the whole course of the fight.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a
But
good fight.
that would be it. Yeah, that'd be a dog ass fight.
I'd be excited.
I'd be really excited to see something like that. I'd be really excited about that.
Yep. A couple big things coming, man. I mean, I know that was funny what you sent me. How Fury said he'd fight Joshua for free or something like that. Like on
Right,
television.
and we had just talked about that too, though.
Mhm.
We had just talked about if it was going to be a fight that pulled him out of retirement, it would be that Joshua fight, just because of the magnitude of it, especially the magnitude of it over in Europe, like just how big it would be. Like they would easily sell out Wembley, right? And it'd be almost kind of categorized as like the fight of the century. You know what I mean? Like it'd be a whole thing to where like, and I get what he's doing in the sense that he just, like understanding how big of a fight that it would be. He's like, listen, I don't even really need to make any money off of this.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Just to put on the spectacle, for it to be on public television, free tickets to, you know what I mean? Like it would be fucking insane, and they would sell out.
He's the only fucker that would say something like that too. That dude is so fucking crazy. That's what makes him so just Tyson Fury, just saying outlandish shit. I mean, considering a couple months ago, he's like, I'm retired. And then like, he just 180s all the time. He's like, all right, I'll fight again. Like that dude is
He's probably getting bored. Like, I mean, I guess I can go out here and beat somebody else.
I mean, shit, he's got like 8 kids. I'd be fucking stir crazy too, trying to get out of there, man. I'd be like, fuck this. That's a lot. Man.
So even though I do not think that promoters and everything would allow for that to happen, to be honest, because they're just greedy. And Wembley's like, yeah, we're not giving away free tickets. Like somebody's gonna have to, so it wouldn't happen. But I do believe that they could figure out a way to kind of maybe put it on ESPN,
awesome.
or so like maybe put it on ESPN, and then just like I'm sure that they can sell tickets. It probably maybe not at the same like ridiculous price that it would have been if it was a whole pay-per-view thing, but still put it as a reasonable thing. And I think that could still be done. And either way, it still would be just a ridiculous, like attended and watched fight. Like I'd tune in to watch. I really would tune in to watch that fight. Just the spectacle of it, and knowing that like it'd be a good matchup just to kind of see. But I think we both know that, or both feel that Tyson would win the fight.
I think so. I don't know if any heavyweight beats him right now. I mean, he's at that point now where he's got, I don't know, he's like 32, 33. So he's still got a couple years left where you consider, before like a decline, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's a little younger. I think he's still like late 20s, like mid to late 20s. He's like 27 or 28 or something. But yeah, I would like to see it. That'd be cool. It'd be interesting, like you were saying, if it was on ESPN, because you got to think it's in Wembley. So that would be like midday for most Americans trying to watch it, so that would be a way bigger spectacle in the UK than it would here. But I think that's what boxing needs when you start putting stuff on live television, public television, so like the world can watch it. And that's
And then just so Fury's 33 and then Joshua's 32.
Oh, okay. I thought Joshua was younger. Damn.
Yeah, so younger, but only by a little bit. But some big ass dudes though.
Fuck yeah, dude. They'd be
Joshua's
throwing hands.
6'6", Fury 6'9", like those some big ass dudes.
Right. And like Fury's got that thing where he could frustrate him with his boxing, but also like Fury showing in his last like 3 fights that he's now able to come inside and really fucking, throw some power shots. So that would be that. I would love to see it just because I want to see a unified champ at that, heavyweight.
But I think just with Joshua, the thing with Fury is that I feel like he would just he would just outclass Joshua.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Joshua will get frustrated and start to feel defeated, and then he'll do what what we feel like he does in those situations where like
kind of gives up.
He just starts to shell up and don't do anything and don't finish off. So
yeah, I would agree, man. And then like I think that he'd retire after that. Who knows? But like if Fury then if he unified the division regardless of who it was against, and then retired. Like, that's like one of the most flawless careers boxing's ever seen, honestly. I mean, you can argue where he'd rank based on, the skill and the matchups that he fought in his career compared to like old time, heavyweight boxing. But like, man, that's a fucking hard resume to argue against if you were to come out again, unify the championship, and then retire undefeated. That'd be pretty. I mean, he's up there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like who, being one of the Klitschko's, which nobody thought at that time probably would happen, right? Granted, now he was older at that point, but still he beat him,
right?
And then the trilogy with Wilder, which is box office.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't even on board with
him.
I wasn't even on board with him after the Klitschko thing. I thought that was like one of those like, Andrew Ruiz situations where just some random journeyman dude kind of got lucky and won. But he proved me wrong, man. He came back, and it was really the Wilder thing. Yeah, that's when I was like, holy shit, this dude is for real. Like, I always thought he was kind of just like a joker, like personality, like good boxer. But then it was like, god damn, dude. Like, I've never seen someone take shots like that from Deontay and get up and fucking act like he was fine. Like, not even like, did he not get knocked out? He got up and wasn't even like hindered. He was just like, all right, let's keep fighting. It was fucking wild.
I mean,
fucking wild.
Because which one was it? Was it the second one? In that first fight, was that like the second time he got caught? Where
in the 12th round?
I didn't.
He looked out. He looked out for sure.
I didn't think he was getting up.
And then he won the rest of that round. When he got up, he beat the shit out of Wilder. It was like,
I was just like, because the way that he got caught, I was like, oh, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck?
Bro, Deontay was probably shocked too, because you can see he hits him straight right, like just a clean Deontay, like down the pipe. And then he hits him with the fucking left hook as he's going down. And then he turns around before he hits the ground. And he goes like this and starts like celebrating. And then like fucking he just popped back up, man. That was crazy. Like the Undertaker, WWE shit.
Some real shit.
That was crazy.
That's some real shit right there.
Yeah, so that would be cool. I'm trying to think what else they're saying's coming. I know like they're still saying Crawford. I heard a quote from Errol Spence saying that it's closer now than it's ever been ever. So, I mean, that's a good sign, but still nothing until we get like a final word. Am I going to really, start celebrating for that or getting hyped for it? Because I don't want to get my hopes up. But I think we can all agree that's the one that by the end of the year would be the biggest fight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. And I'm trying to see, because who is it? Has a fight coming up, I think in the next week or so.
I don't know. I think Joshua Usyk fights soon. Is it like a lower weight class?
Yeah, it's a lower weight class. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Danny Garcia has a fight coming up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Soon. And then I think I just saw that, matter of fact, Danny Garcia fights on the 30th against Jose Benitez.
Oh, yeah, he's fighting Benavidez. That'd be a good fight.
Yeah, that should be. And then I just saw that one of the Charlos is fighting.
He's about to fight. Or he signed to fight.
An Australian guy. So.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then I think Tio's moving up to whatever's after lightweight, super lightweight, or junior welterweight or something like that. So we'll see him at whatever that'll be, 145, 147. So.
And then we got that fight coming up of some old contenders with who is it? The heavyweights.
Andy Ruiz.
Ruiz
and Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
That'll be a good fight because they're both really sound like technical boxers. So
yeah, and there's some big boys that's gonna be.
Yeah, Yeah, you're right. They're both big. Someone's gonna get caught, so that should be a.
I think something's gonna happen.
Yeah. Did you see that video of Andy Ruiz catching his trainer with that left hook during?
I did see that.
That was crazy, and he kind of took it pretty well. I was like,
he did,
damn, bro. He hit him
he stopped it. He was like, oh, I saw that. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, he hit him clean, bro. Like that was right on the chin. That's like where you take someone's lights out. That was pretty impressive that he stood up and was just good to go after that.
Man.
What did you what's your thoughts on, I think last time we talked about Tommy Fury, and obviously that's not happening now. What's your thoughts on the whole thing right now with Jake Paul and Rockman? Do you think like that'll happen? Do you think
well, so I didn't know this. I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that he used to be a sparring partner?
That was like a big thing. They sent out like a video of them arguing back in the day or something like that.
Yeah, and I guess that like before, like Rockman used to give him a business during their sparring. But Jake says that he feels now that he's gotten better that like he feels like he can beat him. So, but Rockman has he has to lose around
like 25 pounds.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking weight, man.
And did you hear about the rehydration clause?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. So yeah, you have to give me the rundown of like what was some of the nuances of that contract.
So like any combat sports, it's a big thing. You dehydrate to make weight, and then you hydrate back up after weighing in to wherever you like to walk around or whatever you like to fight at. And he walks around at like 220, 225. He's got to get down to cruiserweight, which is 199. And then this is going to be pretty accurate, what I'm going to say, but I don't know if it's 100%. It was something along the lines of there's a rehydration clause where every pound or couple pounds he gains back over 200 takes away like a huge chunk of Rockman's purse, like 25% or something like that. So like Jake's making him basically stay like at 199. Otherwise he's going to lose a huge chunk of his purse. I think Rockman should just do it for the culture and say, like, I'm hydrating back up to 220. Like, fuck it. I don't care what I'm getting paid. And just, that's easy for me to say. I'm not putting millions of dollars on the line, but fuck, I just don't want this to, like, that be the thing. Like, he's, like, so weak and he's at 199 and he's like, just a shell of himself. And because Tim Bradley, I just saw him on a interview saying he thinks Jake Paul's going to win. So I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, this is, like, not what I want to hear. He's like, Rockman's lazy, like he tires out, like it's just like he's gonna be a couple rounds and he gets caught with straight rights and he just thinks Jake's gonna knock him out. God damn, bro, that's fucking crazy.
He gonna knock him out?
That's what Tim Bradley said. I was like, all right, jeez, man. I mean, he knows better than me, but you would think that this dude that's got 13 pro fights and I'm sure an amateur career and has been around boxing his whole life because his dad was a heavyweight champ. Would be able to take care of him, but God, that I don't know. We'll see.
But my thing is I don't know why they're fighting at that weight because I don't know if you saw where Paul said that something. We said within the next 3 to 4 years he wants to be a light heavyweight. He wants to be light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Maybe it was just because he wanted that opponent and he knew they'd have to meet in the middle at cruiserweight. I don't know. I've seen that and I've heard him say he wants to fight Canelo someday and all that shit. That dude is just, he just says shit to say shit. But
I mean, that would be like he kind of dwarfs Canelo.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like Canelo,
like 5'7", 5'8", something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's a little bit more solid. What is he? He probably walks around at like 150 or so.
He does, but you would just think the gap of skill there would just completely, you would think.
Yeah.
My hope is even if he wins this fight, then it's like, okay, it's got to just be boxers now, right? Like I would assume at that point.
Well, that's what he stated. That's what he stated that like that it has come to a pass of him fighting like NBA players, MMA.
You would hope.
Or other like social media influencers. Like he said that has come and passed. Now it's just strictly boxers from this point on.
Okay.
So
and, they're smart and they're good with the marketing, so they're gonna line him up a bunch of fighters that obviously he has a chance against. But you'd think that's gonna put him on a road to eventually get caught by someone. I don't know. I don't think. he's a good fight. Like, he's got skill. Like, I'll give him that. I just don't think he's gonna work his way up to be like an elite level fighter. Like, that would seem ridiculous to me, that some dude at 20, whatever he is, 25, 26, could just pick up a sport and work his way up to fight like competitively against like really good pros. It's a little different because it's not like the NBA or a league, right? Like, anyone can just register and become a pro boxer. So like obviously he's a pro, but it's like I just don't see him being like an elite level. That I don't know. Maybe that's just my pride. It's like a love for boxing.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe he's improved from those Woodley fights. Because I would say watching those Woodley fights at first, when I wasn't impressed. Like,
No.
he definitely, especially that first fight, I wasn't impressed. Like, you know, I thought Woodley had caught him at one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was in danger.
Had him in some serious issue. I don't know if Woodley would have had a little bit more savvy to know to really kind of just attack on that, but he didn't. But the second fight, I think it was a little bit more. It was more improved, but still, again, it's not as impressive as you would want it to be. But it'll be interesting to see it, knowing that it's a sparring. You know, it's someone that he's sparred against, so he knows a little bit of his you know, his technique and how he approaches a fight. So we'll see.
Yeah, this dude, I mean, because obviously for Woodley, it was a big deal, but he wasn't a fighter. He wasn't a boxer. For this guy, it's like, I hope he's just training night and day right now, realizing like he has to do this for boxing. Like, there's no way you can let this dude, like, because that's the scouting report on this guy apparently, is that he's lazy. He just doesn't take it serious. So it's like, bro, please, like, this time, if any time, for boxing.
I mean, sometimes I think when it becomes like one of those things where it's like it gets a little bit personal, and maybe hopefully he takes this personal,
right? I'd hope so.
And he takes it, and then you gives you that extra bit of motivation. Not to mention, I mean, it could just really throw him in a different trajectory with his career to where he starts to get he starts to get the notoriety, and
exactly
start to put in work, but.
Exactly. Because
that's for him to.
On the other end too, it's like, you think about Jake. If he loses, that kind of derails everything, right? Like, I don't think he can keep doing like everyone's watching because they want to see him lose. Like, so I think like if he loses, it's like an unknown fighter. I'm not saying he'll stop fighting, but that kind of takes away the hype of all this. I don't think it'll be as big of a deal going forward.
Maybe. I'll say maybe, because the reason is, let's say he loses, but then let's say he loses, comes back, beats him. Let's say he has a rematch clause. He beats him. And then he comes back, and then now they're able to connect him and Fury. You're not going to watch.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Fury thing is just because it's been so built up for so long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then at that point, he can start to brag about the fact that, like, I don't fought a fighter. I lost, but I come back and I avenged that loss.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't think that it would be the end of it.
It's a good point. I think you're right, especially the Fury thing, because everyone wants to see that. So that would be interesting to see how that would play out for sure. Yeah. And then MMA, I don't know if you saw, dude, we got some like huge like MMA fights coming up, man. Like what's her name? Amanda Nunes is trying to regain against Juliana Pena. That'll be crazy. Yeah,
that's gonna be
what's your thoughts on that?
Bro? I mean, it wasn't like she got dominated, right? No. And I think it's hard to pick against Nunes, right?
Exactly.
But who knows? But yeah, that's gonna be a dog ass fight, man. It's gonna be a dog ass match. I can't wait to see that, honestly.
I think
now is that going to be headlining, or is that going to be in connection with another?
No, that's the headline for that fight.
That's going to be a dog ass. Yep. That's going to be a dog ass headline, man, for real.
I just would think, based on the history of watching Amanda Nunes and then her losing like that, you would think she's motivated more than ever to like come in there and just So like I if I had to put money down, I'd say she's gonna like knock this girl out in like 2 rounds. But I really like Juliana Pena, whatever her name is. Like, I'm a huge fan. Huge
You
crush
think
as
she
well.
gonna knock her
She's
out
a
in
badass.
2 rounds?
I do. I think she's gonna like go like old school on her. Yeah, I really do. I don't want that to happen though. Even though I'm a huge Amanda Nunes fan, this new girl like won my heart over, and I want her to win. Yeah. But I think Amanda Nunes knocks her out. I think she comes in just like guns a-blazing. And if she loses again, then we got to start talking about like, I don't know, like is she over the hill? And I still think she's the greatest women MMA fighter ever. But I mean, that'd be pretty crazy if she loses again. Yeah. But then, did you see Oliveira? He's gonna fight Islam, Khabib's dude from Dagestan. That's gonna.
I did see that.
That's the one I'm most excited for.
What is that? That's in October, coming up in October.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool because that dude is like the most carbon copy of Khabib that I've seen. So this will be like the closest thing we're gonna get to Oliveira. Khabib is gonna be this dude because this dude's he just does the same thing Khabib does. He just wrestles everyone to the ground, grounds and pounds them, submits them. So I think he's only lost one fight ever. I think he's undefeated in the UFC. And Oliveira has obviously been one of the best fighters the last couple of years.
Yeah, so dude. Like Oliveira's just insane, man. He's just like relentless. And then did you see that they're trying to finalize a fight for Kazmet? What is his name? Kazmet
Chimaev, Nate
Diaz. I'm like, Diaz is never gonna retire. That's just not gonna be a thing.
I said that to my boy last night. We were like, that's almost cruel. They're putting Nate in that situation, bro. Like Nate's just like he might actually. Nate, I respect so much that he gets his ass beat like that and stays up and just keeps coming. But like, he might actually get put to sleep this time. Like that dude is no joke.
I really need to know how old is Nate, bro. Nate is 37 years old. Dude. Like, bro, you gotta stop.
He does, man. Have you heard him speak? It's like, bro, like you're losing brain cells, man. Like this is not like you have brain damage. Like it's not good. I'm not saying that to make fun of the guy. It's just like he's clearly like taking way too much punishment. Like he's gotta give it up.
You're gonna end up with Parkinson's, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta chill out.
Yeah, it's getting bad, bro. So I don't know. We'll see. I think Kazmat just beats the living shit out of him, but who knows? Yeah, I don't know.
I just think that they put Nate, knowing that like Nate, he just has such a following. Like he has people that are just really loyal to him as a fan base, and people know that like he's just he's that person that's gonna go out on his shield, right? Yeah. Like he gonna give you a fight. I'm making my ass beat, but I'm not gonna get the fuck up either. Like exactly. I'm going down for mine. I don't think it's gonna end well.
No, dude. I think he's gonna
end well.
I mean, the motherfucker's face is always just destroyed at the end of every fight. Every fight. That's what I'm saying. This time, I don't think he survives 5 rounds. I think if it is 5 rounds, I don't know because I don't think it's a championship fight, so it might only be 3 rounds. But
anytime I think about Nate Diaz, just think about Mortal Kombat when they just be stumbling like this and be like, finish.
Yes, but he won't go down. He just keeps
he will not fucking go down.
Like, he won't, man. He's fucking crazy, dude. That would be nuts. Yeah, I think that's not a good fight for Nate. I hope he hangs it up soon. Watch us talk all this shit and Nate fucking wins or some shit. That would be insane. Yeah, that would be insane. That would. And then they're saying John Jones versus Stipe is like hopefully going to happen this year. So
John Jones and who?
Stipe Miocic.
Really?
Yeah. I heard Dana in a press conference, like this video was less than a week old, and he said, "Yeah, we want John fighting by the end of the year." And I think Francis is still holding out or in contract talks and all that stuff. You know, they haven't restructured his contract or given him a new deal yet. So I think it's Jones Stipe is what they're saying, and if Jones wins, then he goes on to fight Nagani. So I just don't know, dude. Like we're at a point now where he hasn't fought in 2 years. He's in his middle late 30s. He's going up in weight. Stipe is also older and past his prime, but it's just like I don't know. Like I think this aura of John Jones, he might not be the same dude as like we remembered him before. You know, like 2 years out of the ring is a long time.
It is a long time. Like you got to be able to stay with it because so much changes, right? As far as just the pace, the feel, everything. I mean, guys just are evolving.
They
I don't
are.
know if you can just jump back into it thinking that you'll be able to get away with just some of that old shit that you were doing. Like guys evolve and they pick up on things and they study that shit. And I don't know. I
Right.
don't know if it would be. Yeah. I don't know.
So we'll see. And plus, John's last 2 fights, he looked like mortal in both of those fights. They were both pretty close. So it's like, that'll be interesting. If he wins, though, I mean, Stipe is arguably the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time. So it's like that's just another accolade to John's legacy. And then I'm sure he would fight Ngannou after that, and that would be probably one of the biggest fights in UFC history. I mean, I don't remember. I wasn't really into UFC growing up, but like, has there ever been really big superstars at the heavyweight division? I mean, I think Brock Lesnar came and fought there for a little bit, and I mean,
Brock probably was the biggest.
There's like those Ken Shamrock and all those dudes and Kimbo and those guys, but like
but like even Kimbo wasn't even at that level. He just brought a certain level of notoriety. But
yeah,
I think really Brock Lesnar probably definitely top of the charts when it comes to like.
So I think this is like the biggest heavyweight. That would be the biggest heavyweight fight in the history of the sport, you'd think.
So not to derail this conversation, but on Brock Lesnar, bro. It's kind of insane. You think about his athletic career.
Yeah, it is nuts. It's very
right.
I think he boxed too a little bit. It's like, Jesus, dude, he did everything.
Did he box? But like, you think about college football, pro football, wrestling. Then and everybody thinks that like wrestling is fake, right? We know it's not like full contact, but for you to be able to go from that to going into the UFC, going into MMA, and becoming fucking champion.
Yeah.
And holding your own.
Right.
And then just like, fucking, I'm good. I don't want to do this no more. And then getting back into like pro wrestling. Like, shit is insane.
It is.
Dude has had a hell of a fucking career.
He's a freak, mammoth human being.
He really is.
For sure. That dude is big as fuck. Oh my God. That dude's a solid dude. But yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I want to see Francis fight again. I really do. It was interesting seeing his last fight. He actually didn't knock someone out and he had to like wrestle with the dude. So it's showing like more to his game. But
yeah. I'm
a big fan of that guy. Oh, and Kamaru Usman's fighting again later this year.
When is he fighting?
Leon Edwards? Is that the dude's name? I know this is the second time him and this dude are fighting. So I would think that Usman will make light work of him, but Usman's just so good, bro. Yeah, Leon Edwards. He's 19-3. He's probably pretty well known. I'm just not the biggest.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it now. Okay. Yeah.
So, but some of those dudes like Izzy and him, you look at and they've cleared out everyone, and it's like, well, who do they fight now?
I mean, that's some real shit.
Because then I've heard Kamaru say in an interview he won't go up because Izzy's the champ up, and he has so much pride for the fact that there's 3 Nigerian champions in the UFC right now that he's like, it's more important to me that we maintain that than it is for me to try to simultaneously hold 2 belts. So I don't think he'd go up. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know where he goes from there,
I mean, maybe a challenger comes, but
yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to give him a third go at, give Covington a third go at it and see what he can do. I mean, that's probably the best challenger that he's gonna face.
Exactly.
To be honest. Right, and it's a good matchup, and then there's intrigue from it, just from a culture and a political standpoint. And so it's just knowing that Covington is just who he is and gonna talk shit and he gonna you know what I mean? So
Covington's in a weird spot, huh? That's like a weird spot to be. Like, you're definitely easily the number 1 like fighter at that division, but like you're not, like you're also,
but you're not him.
Yeah, like you're just not him. You're stuck at number 1, but like you're not going to beat the champ. Like, it's so weird, It's a bizarre thing. The Izzy thing is interesting though. I don't know if I told you about it last time. I don't remember, but did you hear so he just won a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was pretty boring. I didn't watch the fight, but from what everyone said, it was just pretty like he kind of just picked the dude apart. And now the only dude that beat him in kickboxing, he beat him once on points, and then they fought again in kickboxing, and he knocked Izzy out, is now in the UFC. And he fought on that undercard of the Izzy fight, and he knocked out like a really well-known fighter in like the first round. And as soon as Izzy finished the fight and they went to interview him, he like called the dude out immediately and was like, he's my next fight, or like I'm not fighting basically. So it's basically just gonna be a kickboxing match, but it's gonna be pretty crazy. Like this dude's beat Izzy twice, so like I'm excited to see that. That'll be pretty interesting. His name's Michael Pereira. So yeah, you should look him up. The dude, he fucking cracks. He knocked out whoever he fought. I forget the dude's name in like the first round, and yeah, he knocked out Izzy when they were kickboxers back in the day. So he's a fucking beast. So that'll actually be pretty intriguing. I think that'll come early 2023 is what they're saying.
Oh, Alex Pereira.
That's his name? Okay.
Yeah. And he beat Sean Strickland.
Yeah, who I guess is a pretty notoriety.
Dude has 29 fucking fights.
Yeah.
125 of them, so.
Yeah, man. It was apparently a pretty big deal. He knocked him out like immediately. Yeah, he's only got 7 MMA fights. But yeah, see, I don't know what your thoughts are on Avadi Asanya. I totally respect the guy. And again, I don't know if we talked about this when we went a week or two ago, but it's like he kind of just bores me. I don't know if it's just like he's way better than everyone else. Like, and I get it, he just outpoints everyone with his like kickboxing skill, but like his fights it's always the same to me. He just seems to kind of decision everyone and they don't touch him. And it's weird that I have that criticism of him, but then I like it when in boxing, like when someone like Floyd or Shakur Stevenson does the same thing. But like, I don't know. It's boring to me in the MMA when some dude kind of just like sits.
You want to see that action and then
yeah, MMA is more like like carnal. Like you want to see someone just fucking hammer fist someone to death like on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I think the part of it is that you have to think about just his background, right? Like his background in kickboxing.
Yeah.
And so I think it doesn't surprise me.
No.
But I'll be if he takes on that guy. I wonder if they'll try to see if they can get that guy a couple more fights before they let him take on Izzy. But it'll be quite interesting to see what happens in that fight.
It will. All right, where do you want to bounce? You want to go to the NBA? You want to go to the NFL?
Let's go to the NFL.
All right. Well, I don't know if there's any huge news out, but we can go through one of those Madden rankings if you want.
I think that's the biggest news is just the Madden rankings, right? And who got these 99.
Yeah, man. I don't have anything up for the 99 club. If you want to pull that up, but I'm going to pull up one of these positional rankings. Do you want to do receivers, running backs, or do you want to do linebackers, tight ends, safeties? We can do a couple if you want.
Let's start on the defensive end.
All right, cool. I got linebackers right here.
And then I have the list of 99.
You see my screen?
Yep. We're in such a Zoom meeting. Do you see my screen?
Right. Yeah. Someday we'll have a studio.
Right, there you go. Speak it into existence.
That's right. Bring some guests in. I love seeing Demario Davis get some love. Obviously, I'm a Saints fan, so I watch him regularly, but I don't think a lot of people realize how good dude is, and he fucking flies all over that field. So that made me happy to see him at 2. Is there anyone on this list you feel like is too high or should be replaced by anyone that's not on it?
Only one that kind of surprised me is we don't have either of the guys from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you're right. I think they have Watt listed as an edge rusher.
No, I'm talking about Bud Dupree.
Okay.
And what's the guy's name?
Is Bud still there?
Is he still there? I think he is. Am I wrong? Hold on. Let
Maybe
me
in his
look.
first season somewhere else.
Let me look and see.
No, he's on the Titans now.
How did he leave? Is he out? Damn. Okay.
He's on the Titans. But yeah, I agree. He's a stud for sure.
But Devin Bush
Yeah.
I'm surprised Devin Bush is on. I know he was injured, so that may be why he's not under. But I would figure that like Devin Bush will still be on it because he's a fucking beast, bro.
Right.
Right.
I think it's kind of crazy that they've got Levante David. I mean, like he's a great player still, but he's so old. It's just crazy to me to see that they still have him up at a 92, and then like Devin White, who's like the up and coming Bucks linebacker, is way down.
Yeah, especially with this rating being at 85.
Yeah, a little interesting. Darius Leonard, I like. Bobby Wagner looks good.
And maybe it's just I'm surprised that Michael Parsons is his score. So I don't know if I would have him at an 88. I think I would have had him a little bit higher on the scoring, but
like a 90,
maybe. But it is just kind of surprising. Let me think. I don't know who else.
Surprising, man, because I used to play this game all the time growing up, and it was like maybe they're more strict on ratings now, but there used to be so many like 95 plus like when I was growing up, and now it's like slim pickings.
Now this one I'm going to mention. Now don't kill me on this because I think it is maybe where he is the team that he's on, but I think he kind of slept on. CJ Mosley.
I love CJ Mosley, man. Did he play last year? The big thing with him is he's always in and out of lineups because he's hurt. But
I mean, he was like one of the top tacklers in the league.
Is he on the Jets still last year, or where is he now?
Baltimore. Yeah, he's on the Jets. Yeah, he's on the Jets. I mean, he
I agree.
Top 5 in tackles.
I love CJ Mosley. Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, so I think that would be one where I'd be like, why isn't CJ on there?
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think that'd be those would be the two. Be Devin Bush and CJ Mosley would be the two that I like to see on this list.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you.
I think for the rest of it, I think I'm pretty. I think it's a pretty solid list to me.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think we're going to see Micah Parsons like next season be higher up on that list.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if he isn't in the 90s.
They like doing that with rookies. They kind of disrespect them even if they have a great season. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about because I have big beef here. Let's get into the receivers.
Yeah.
Some of them are great. But like you're going to tell me, so the lowest on here is Amari Cooper, who, by the way, I like Amari Cooper, but he had a very lackluster season. So if like we're basing this on season to season,
there's major issues. I already have major issues.
Same with DeAndre. I understand he was injured, but it's like how we're not going to have Jamar Chase on this list after what he just did last year.
I was literally just thinking, I was sitting there thinking, like, where the fuck is Chase?
Like, we're not going to have Deebo Samuel on this list after what that dude did last year. Deebo Samuel may have been. I mean, that dude last year, man. Like, I'm not a San Francisco fan, but like I've never seen someone hybrid like that. I mean, he would come out of the backfield and break off 30-yard runs. Like, he would just make something out of nothing. He's a receiver, running back. I mean, like, that dude.
I would have him easily over. So, for Chase, for Deebo, I would easily have him over Cooper, Allen, and McLaurin.
For Deebo, you'd have him over who?
Over
Amari Cooper.
Cooper Cup. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. I agree. For Jamar Chase, I think I would be comfortable putting him in that range right in there with like Mike Evans and Justin Jefferson. Like I would feel comfortable with
Me too, bro. I think Scary Terry, I know he didn't have a lot to work with, but like he's a little high for me. Like I think you could easily move him and Amari off that list and bring in Deebo and Jamar. Yeah.
And I have a slight problem as to with Tyreek Hill being over Hop.
Really? Interesting.
And this is the reason why. Like I know that he has that top end, like he can just take things off or you get it to him in the middle. But I don't think that Hop is, as far as speed, we know that no one can match him. But if we're throwing a ball up,
yeah, for sure,
and there's going to be somebody that's going to go get it, out of everybody in this group, I think it would be Hop.
Right. I'm with you there. I think then that's where you have to kind of like make the debate. Like, is this based on what happened last year? which I kind of feel like because it's a video game ranking, it should be more like what we saw in the previous year. But I think clearly they do more of like a historical thing with it because DeAndre Hopkins didn't have that great of a season last year. Granted, he was injured for a lot of it, but like even when he played, like, and that was more on the team. Like I agree, he's one of the best receivers in the league right now. But it's like if we're basing it off of like a season, I can't like have him top 4. Like that's just not, I can't do that. And then it's weird with the Cooper Kupp thing too because 98, like he did kind of almost just break every receiver record in the book. Granted, they had an extra game, but still, like he statistically was the best last year and won the Super Bowl. So that's kind of crazy to me.
It is. And I would say they had no choice but for that to happen too, right? Because one, Robert Woods went down at when?
Yeah, early, right? A couple games in the season, I want to say.
Right, and then they didn't get Odell until like the last 5 or 6 games of the season. So they were relying upon Kupp to produce like he did.
Right. Yeah, he went nuts.
So that doesn't surprise me. I do have a question though, and you let me know what you think about this. But are you surprised that DK isn't on there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't think of him, but I mean, like, is DK not even a 90? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy we're not seeing all the rankings because I thought the same with Jamar Chase. It's like, well, what are you ranking him then? Because
there's some guys that are like that are kind of like your guy DJ Moore. Yeah. It's not, we don't see him. Chris Godwin, T Higgins. Yeah. Like we're active. Like there's another guy on Cincinnati that like could probably be up here, right? Like him. You got like Waddle.
Yep, Waddle.
There's some guys on here that are like
Adam Thielen. Lamb. I know Adam Thielen's getting old, but like
but CeeDee Lamb. Like you have guys on here. You're like, why are they not on this list? Or why I shouldn't say not on the list, but like why aren't they, in the top 10? So it's interesting how they put these together, but the two biggest discrepancies I think we're both in unison around the fact that like Debo and Jamar Chase should have. I feel like they should have fallen on this list. Yeah,
I agree. Let's kind of go down a little bit. Devontae, what do you think? You think he has a disappointing season this year? He has a good season. Like, I mean, obviously his quarterback's not as good, but their weapons everywhere else are great. So it's.
Yeah, so I don't think it'd be a situation where I think his numbers will dip some, but it's not because of his lack of production, but I think it's just the weapons that are there and available. But so I think it will dip, but it's not going to be a big dip because I mean you can't have Waller on the team and not give him the ball. But it may be a situation where they're just going to be between the two of them. They're going to be causing such fucking like matchup nightmares for teams. Right.
And then Hunter Renfro's a good receiver.
Like that's what I was just mentioning. Like you got Renfro, like they're. Yeah, and I just can't. I know I'm bringing this up again, but fucking Ruggs, like, god damn it, shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. That's an unfortunate situation, bro.
It is, and I don't mean it. God, like, and I would say this: if Ruggs was on that team, bro.
Yeah, at least offensively, like, how the fuck you guard all that?
They would be, bruh.
Like, how do you guard all of them?
You can't.
Yeah, someone's getting open.
You're going to be playing. It's like I'm playing 7-on-7, bro. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, Not to mention you got Josh Jacobs in the background or in the backfield. Like that's a dangerous. Even without Ruggs, though, that's a dangerous team offensively, bro.
Yeah, they're going to be good this year. I really think they will. That'll be interesting. It's just weird every year how this shit changes, right? Like I know Cooper Kupp was a good player before, but like no one going into last season thought Cooper Kupp was going to do what the fuck he did last year.
I mean, it helps when you got a guy that can consistently get you the ball.
That's very true. Stafford was slinging it to him.
And even with Stafford and just, I mean, hell, he threw 17 interceptions last year. So what? Like he wasn't turning the ball over, but
nope. But he can get the ball down the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get the ball into tight spots too.
Yes. Very tight spot. He just has such a quick release and he throws the ball so hard, you know?
Yeah.
So Tyreek, I get like, no, he won a ring and he's had a lot of playoff success. And like clearly to me, like he chose like lifestyle and like contract now over like, because you were just in like one of the best situations you could ever be in. I'm not mad at him for it, but it's just like getting to him on the list. I don't think we were going to see. There's just no way he's going to get looks like he got from Mahomes that he's about to get with Tua, man. Like Tua could be a good player for sure, but what are the odds he's about
not
to be?
To the level. Yeah, he's not at that same level. But I do think the weaponry that Miami has at their disposal, I would say is at this point probably more dangerous than what Kansas City has.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Currently, right? The only thing that makes that's the only thing that makes Kansas City so dangerous is because of the quarterback. But as far as just those weapons from tight ends and receivers and running back, like that's they got weapons. It's just about whether or not Tua can produce.
Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be such an interesting thing, man, for them and the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs, I don't know if that even sank in until you just said that, but it's like, I mean, they have Travis Kelce, who's basically a receiver, but it's like, other than that, like I'm not a big Juju fan. I feel like he's kind of fallen off. Like I don't think he's gonna change life over there. Like they like I don't know. They might take a step back next year. They really might.
I don't know. I mean, I still think they got some nice pieces. Like McCole Hardman, is nice. I think you got to think they got MVS. He's nice. They got pieces. I think they have a deeper receiver like roster than they have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That just kind of, and they're younger too. So I don't. I'm going to be interested, but Miami has a better weaponry there than Kansas City, but it's just that caveat of Mahomes really just kind of level sets things because he can get these guys the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas we still have the question is still out on Tua on how he's going to produce.
Exactly. So I think statistically, especially being he's competing more so now. I mean, even though he had Kelce before, he was like far and away like the go-to receiver. Right now, it's like they got Waddle to feed, and this will be interesting. I think he can still have a good season. I just don't see him having like a crazy year like we've seen the last couple of years out of Tyreek.
Yeah.
DeAndre's an interesting one because he's getting older, coming off injury. Actually, he's suspended a couple games, isn't he, for PEDs?
Is he?
You didn't know that? Yeah, I think he's suspended a couple games.
Nah, the only thing I heard about was just what's his name getting suspended. You know what? No, I did hear about that.
It was a while ago.
I did hear about that.
6 games, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and then they don't have Hollywood either for the whole season. No. I'm sorry, not Hollywood. Atlanta doesn't have
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley. They don't have him for the season because of the gambling.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. When DeAndre comes back, him and Hopkins could be a good duo, or him and Hollywood.
They could.
Yeah.
And then the good thing is that I think you're reconnecting, Hollywood with Murray.
Mm-hmm.
With them being college teammates and everything, it just be like getting that old thing back, right? So.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but I think Hopkins he's getting a little older, so he's another one I'm a little skeptical on. Like I don't know if we're going to see obviously he's going to miss 6 games, so the end of the season stats aren't going to be good just based on that. But I don't know if I think the days of DeAndre Hopkins having like 10, 12 catches a game for 100 yards and a touchdown, like almost automatically are kind of over. I think he can still give value. No,
I don't know if that is because you look at the offense. That's all they fucking do.
For sure, I agree. I don't. know if he can do it by himself anymore. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe he's not done, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
Think he's gonna have a slowdown.
I don't think that. I just think that the way that their offense is structured is not going to allow for him to be able to really slow down because their offense is so predicated on the pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't think it'll happen. Can we look at safeties or corners? One of the two. Do they have that?
Yeah, they're on here. I don't like. I'm obviously a huge Saints fan. I don't think Tyron's the best safety in the league anymore. That's pretty crazy to me.
Who you got as the best safety?
Not Tyron. I love him. Believe me, I'm ecstatic to have him. But that just surprised me. I think Derwin James and Buda Baker were the best safeties last year.
I was thinking the same thing.
Derwin James is a stud.
He is. But I think the thing with the Honey Badger is just the way that he sees the field is really unlike anybody else in the league. And I'm confident. Like he really kind of reminds me of Palomalu in the way that he is able to just like really see the field and analyze shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting to that point to where like he really becomes like a quarterback of that defense where he can start to just see shit, how they come out of their break and where they start to line up, and he just starts to see, you know what I mean? I think that's the thing that kind of really sets him apart and why he's rated so high.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right. Derwin James, last year, he was next level last year.
He really was, man. He killed it. Other than that, the list looks pretty good. I mean, some of these dudes I don't really know. Like, I don't know Kevin Baird. You say his name? I'm not really familiar with him. Micah Hyde is great. I'm glad he's in the top 5. Jordan Poyer, I think maybe is a little low. I think Jordan Poyer could be higher for the Bills. I love that dude. I think he's a stud. I'm trying to think if there's anyone on here that's left off that I think should be on it.
What do you think about what about McCourty?
Yeah, he's not on here.
Devin McCourty from New England. Yeah. You think he should be on there? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm still kind of surprised that like Jamal Adams is rated this high.
Me too.
Like he's good, but maybe it's just because he's just in Seattle and he doesn't, you know what I mean? But
No, I'm so with you, man. It was weird. It was almost with him like as soon as he went to Seattle, it wasn't the same thing. Like you said, he's good, but like he was like a stud when he was on the Jets. Like that, he was like a different dude back then, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, other than that, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know every safety in the league. Like it looks pretty good to me. I think.
Well, I got one more for you. This is another person that's on Seattle. What Quandre did.
I don't know.
I don't know if he would. I don't know if he would be on there. I just wanted to kind of throw it out there, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. I probably have him at like an 85, 86 overall. I don't know if he'd compete with any of these boys, but yeah, I wonder. Maybe they haven't done corners yet. We'll have to get there, but
what about your boy though?
Huh?
Your boy in the Saints.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wonder if he's considered a corner, like
Gardner Johnson.
Oh, I was thinking Marshawn, but yeah, I love C.J. Gardner Johnson, man. That dude's. I think he's a slept-on player, kind of like Demario Davis is. Like that.
I don't know if I would. I think he's going to creep in there.
Yeah, I love CJ.
Yeah, I think he'll creep in there over the next couple of years. I feel like he's right on that cusp. I don't know if he's hitting at that 90 yet, but I think if he continues to have like the years he's had over that, I think he'll creep up in here for sure.
I agree. I'd have him at like an 88 right now, probably, honestly. Like he's up there. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm biased. I watched them a lot, obviously. So like he flies all over the field. He cracks. Like he's a really good player. But yeah, I don't know if a lot of the league knows of him, to be honest with you. I was surprised you said that. But yeah, he's a beast. He's like a disruptor. Brady hates him. Where he threw that tablet.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. Yeah.
All
right. Should we save the rest of them or do you want to do another one?
Let's save the rest of them.
All right. Let's get that
for next time.
Do some NBA talk and then get out of here. That's really sad, the Miles Bridges thing, man. That's just a sad situation. My God.
Really is.
I mean, he seemed like such a stand-up dude when he was on MSU. Like, I mean, like everyone talked about how, like, it's just, I don't know.
Like, well, you just think about like how he really fucking up your bag, bro.
Yeah.
This dude was probably gonna get close to signing damn near a $200 million contract.
Yeah.
And you just screwed yourself over. And a lot of things were pointing to him potentially going to the Pistons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there was a lot of interest there. And like I heard that the Pistons were still kind of interested after everything kind of came out. They were still interested, but I think they kind of like sat back and waited. It was like, no, we probably don't want to get involved with that. But you like, bro, you just got to be smarter. But he just pled not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to try to fight it. But
Yeah,
dude definitely is. You got to be smarter, man.
No, yeah,
be smarter.
Not acceptable behavior, especially to your mother of your children in front of you. If the reports are true, in front of your children, like that's
that part.
Yeah,
it doesn't look good, man.
No, especially if what the lady was saying is true, and I'm a victim believer, so I'm like, I'll be the first to say, like, I always err on the side of them. But like, if what she's saying is true, I mean, what she was posting on Instagram it's just like, and it's a repetitive thing with these, when you hear about this shit with like celebrities, they have a whole posse of people that cover this shit up and like make him feel like he's allowed to do this shit is basically what she was saying. And it's just like, it's not okay, man. Not okay. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't think we'll see him in the league next year. That's for sure.
Oh no, I don't think he's gonna end up playing next year. And then outside that, so did you hear what Andrew Wiggins said?
No.
He said he regrets getting the vaccine.
Oh, really?
He said even despite that, he regrets getting it. He said, just to be honest, he had an interview with, I don't know, it was some interview with like FanSided. He said, I did it just to sacrifice and everything. He's like, but I honestly wish I wouldn't have.
No, I didn't hear that.
But, I mean, the question begs, like, so I'm gonna ask you this question. You're a professional athlete. You're a guy that, your team, it depends on, you're a starter, whatever it is, and it's required for you to get it. Would you get it?
Well, I think you got to that's circumstantial in every case, but like for what that was, yeah, I mean, I got it. I got it. So I mean, like I would have done it. Like I totally always understood everyone that was skeptical of it and didn't want to get it, like completely. Like I have no judgment there at all. But I would have got it just because I got it. Not being a pro athlete, like I just was like okay with it, and it's everyone's position's different on it. But so you're saying, I guess, if I didn't want to get it, would I still have gotten it for the sake of the team?
Yeah.
That is a good question, man. Because like I'm not in that mind. Like I wasn't in that mindset of like I wasn't gonna do it. I'm gonna say probably, especially if you're in a situation like where Kyrie was, where like if you don't get it, you're gonna not be able to play at all and like not be able to make money. And just seeing the huge sample size of people that got it and were completely fine, probably would have made me be like, all right, I'm gonna get it. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I was someone I got it and got it early. So, and I think for me, I probably would have, if I'm in that situation where like an athlete and I'm hesitant, I probably still would have been a bit hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
But once I, probably followed up with my doctor, did that research, followed up with like get all the information that I could, because I know, with these players, they got to be very cautious about what they put in their body.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so you don't know if the wrong thing and then you test positive for something that you weren't even aware that you were putting into the body. So you got to be aware of that. And what Wiggins mentioned is that what he didn't like about it is that he didn't feel like he had a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was either you get this or you don't play. And he didn't like that caveat of like that mandatory thing of getting, like you have to do this and, having that choice taken away from him.
Right.
That's the thing that he did. Like, now granted, he had a choice because he could have not did much like Kyrie did. Like he could have not, not gotten it and just had to sit out and everything. But I think he was like, I guess, sacrificing for the greater good of the team and everything. But yeah.
No, I understand that. And like, I get that just in everyday human life. I didn't like the narrative behind that, even for people that weren't athletes, where like, if you don't get it, you're selfish and you're killing people. It's like, no, I totally understand people's trepidation on not taking a vaccine for something that is so like that's like that like I didn't get it right away. I think I got it like late in the fall. I don't know what caused me to actually get it, but like it took me a while to, and it wasn't because I was like, no, it's poison or anything. I just didn't. Was like, I don't need it. I'm healthy. Like I'll fight through it if I get it, and then ended up doing it. But I agree with him there. Just the sentiment of the whole pressure behind it was a little much.
Yeah.
But I'd honestly probably be like, if fucking LeBron got it, like I'm gonna get like I trust LeBron.
I trust LeBron.
Like, if LeBron's putting it in his body, I want whatever that dude's.
If LeBron's taking 10 shots of tequila every day, then fucking so am I.
Honestly,
look at me and work for LeBron. Why not me?
Man, he went nuts in the Drew League, huh? That was pretty crazy.
I mean, he went nuts, but he shot fucking terribly. Jesus.
I heard that. I didn't watch it, but yeah, didn't shoot good.
Like, dude was like 4 for like 22. Like, god damn. Like,
yeah, I mean that stat line is probably expected. And I guess Kyrie was supposed to play and then didn't, huh?
Yeah, he was supposed to come, but then they thought he may come this upcoming weekend. So let's see. Hold on, something just came across my phone on Twitter that said that Joe Lacob from the Warriors is supposed to be fined $50,000 for his comments regarding the collective bargaining agreement. And I guess he was talking about the league's luxury tax.
We're gonna see something's gonna change in the next CBA. I don't know when it is, but I'm telling you, man, like, and this isn't me like an opinion piece for me to say like what these players are doing as far as like demanding trades and all that stuff. But someone brought this point up, and I think it's true. The owners are probably getting pissed with like all these stars and stuff like that being like, we're demanding trades or we're sitting out or something like that. I think there's going to start being some kind of stipulations or something like that in contracts as far as like, if you demand a trade or like being able to sit out. I just think we're going to see something change. Cause like, I keep looking at it from Brooklyn's standpoint, and it's not, they gave KD, and I'm not mad at KD. KD can do whatever he wants. But again, they did everything KD wanted. They took him knowing he wasn't going to play for a year. They took Kyrie because he wanted Kyrie. They gave him everything. You know what I mean? It's like, it just like, that stinks, man. Like, I feel for them too. Like that's not a good situation where it's like, you did everything you like this player wanted you to do. And then he's just like, I'm out, even with 4 years left on his deal, So I think we're going to see some changes here with the next CBA.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is that like, they're still in the power seat.
They are. I agree.
Like,
I think he's staying in Brooklyn.
Trade. Yeah. But like, they're still in the power seat. They don't have to trade them.
No,
they can grant the request, but they don't have to retrade them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just going to be, they're going to find a way to kind of balance out those powers when it comes to things like that. Like, you can request a trade, but you're not allowed to sit out once you request a trade, type of thing.
Where's your stance on that now? You think he's staying in Brooklyn more likely? That's kind of where I'm at. I think
it's going to land there where he ends up staying in Brooklyn, and might not be until like the trade deadline, in mid-season, till he's moved. Because I'm not gonna lie, they have to see you have to see how those pieces start to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not be surprised if come next season, Brooklyn comes and they start the season like 12-2.
Right. He's gonna want to stay at that point. There's
like
no way.
16 is like they start, and then you're just like, bruh.
Yeah.
He may got something here.
I really never even heard a reason from him as to why he wanted to get out, to be honest with you. Like
he never gave one. But we all just speculate around the fact that just like, it's just too much drama, and you have these co-stars that are just not dependent. Like KD literally has probably been the most dependable person.
Right.
That was there, from Harden being, going into the playoffs and him getting injured, then Kyrie getting injured, then Kyrie not, taking the vaccine. So now he can't play. James wanted to get a trade request because he don't want to deal with the BS with Kyrie. You know what I mean? And then Joe Harris being injured.
All the above. I'm with you. Yeah. It's just like, for what you would need to give up to be willing to trade Kevin Durant, I just don't think, you know what I mean? Like, it would deplete whatever a team has. So it's like, hey, you're getting Kevin Durant, but like, you're losing probably a ton of picks and your best player. You know what I mean? The only one where I could see right now, honestly, where it would like kind of make sense is Utah, like just like Donovan Mitchell and a bunch of picks or something like that, because like they're saying that they're open to trade talk from him. And it's like, I think, I know Kevin Durant's a little older, but like I probably, if you said Donovan Mitchell for
KD
KD,
is not.
yeah, but he doesn't have a choice.
He don't have a choice, but he'll find a way to get the fuck out of Utah.
Yeah, clearly they can just fucking say that now. That's my point. It's like at this point, these players can be like, no.
Hell no, I'm not going to Utah. Get me out this bitch.
Yeah, dude.
Get me. It is. There are no black people in Utah, bro. He is not staying in Utah. You're laughing, and I'm dead ass serious. There are no black people in Utah.
Okay, I believe you, bro.
Listen, I had a company reach out to me and asked me if I wanted to go and work there. And I was like, where is it at? They're like, it's in Salt Lake City. I looked up the demographics. It's like 1.9% black people. Fuck no, he don't want to be in Utah.
Man.
There are no black people in Utah, and I'm good.
What's the number, though? Like, how much would you have to be willing to get paid to, like, go to, like, just white land? Nothing? $1 million a year. You're like,
you said how much?
$1 million a year. You're not gonna go.
I can't. I would never be there. I could never live. I would be gone every fucking weekend. I could not, bro.
You know what's funny? And this is just like a social thing, because I know you're not. You're in no way saying like anything bad about white people, but like if we reverse this and I was like, "Are you kidding me? There's no white people and it's all black people. No way I'm going here." They'd be like, "This kid is racist as fuck. What the fuck is he talking about?"
But no, it's just about your comfortability. You want to be around your people, right?
I guess.
Like you want to be, and there's nothing wrong around you. That's like there's always that thing around like why you have like even in like lunchroom situations, you sit around people that you have either look alike or have commonalities, right? Mm-hmm. Utah are full of fucking Mormons.
They are, yeah. White Mormons. Yeah, not for you. I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, I had this. Like, I'm not comfortable going anywhere. There's probably more cattle than there is black people.
Montana.
I can't do it.
How's your boy doing? Is he still out there, or Wyoming, or whatever?
Yeah, he's still out in Montana living.
Is he thriving?
He's thriving, man. He's thriving. He's doing really well. But
that's good to hear.
Yeah, so I don't think it'd be a situation where, if like a white person's like, it's white people out here. Like I can't do this. I don't think it'd be a racist thing. It's just like if it's a living situation. You know what I mean? Like you want to be in a space where you would be comfortable.
Okay, I get that. I'm glad you feel that way because I do feel like if I made a statement like, "Oh my God, there's all black people there. There's no way I go," and people would be like, "What the fuck's your problem?" You know what I mean? They'd be like, "No, all right."
I don't think, at least for me, I don't think it would be because you want to be comfortable. Shit. Like if you feel more comfortable with white people, then that's what you feel more comfortable with.
I don't like being around more black people. When we were in Deep Ellum, we were at that club or that bar. I was like, I'm part of this. Do you remember that one girl said to you, like, "Is that your boy?" And you were like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh." Like,
oh.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That'd be racist as fuck if a white person fucking said that. Like if we were in if me and you went out and someone was like, "Hey, is that your black boy over there?" Like, "Oh." You're like,
well,
hey.
She didn't say, "Is that your white boy?" though. She didn't say that. She just said, "Is that your boy?" And I said, "Yeah." She was
fair.
Like, oh.
Yeah. God, I wish I would have heard that shit. I've been like, "Elaborate. What the fuck do you mean?"
Like, what you mean?
That's funny, man. Fuck. I miss Deep Ellum. I think about that place once in a while. I'll just be sitting there and I'll be like,
Deep Ellum is next level, bro. We got to do it again.